All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into Q Questions. My name is Rob Helt here with you. As you know, every week we stream on YouTube as well as over here on Zoom. And it's here on Zoom that you can ask your questions that you might have about OnCue. Now, I do want to follow up before I do my little lesson here today. We're going to talk about video today. I do want to follow up on last week's show and say that I took all of the information that we had from that show. I gave it to our development team, and that is where we are right now. That's where we are with the Elmo discussion and the getting the monitor in and all those things. That is all being done by our development team, and they're looking at it. Okay, so I don't know any more about what we talked about last week. I'm going to go ahead and hit the share screen here like I try to do every week. And today I want to talk about something that you may or may not realize or know inside of OnCue. And that is sometimes you have video that may be a little wonky, may not play right, whatever, and you want to get the information about that. One of the fastest ways to get your information about video is I'm in here in the transcripts right now, and this works for AV as well as deposition video. In the transcript section, one of the things you can see right here is when you click on a transcript and you come down, this tells you exactly what MP4 you are associated to, which one that it's using. But if you want to know more information about that, one thing that you can do is you can click on that transcript and then push F4 on your keyboard, which launches your properties pane. When you launch that properties pane, scroll down here to the bottom and take a look down here. This has all the information about that video and how that video was encoded, what that video codec is. So you can see this was actually an MP4. This is a true MP4 with the H.264 codec. It's got your resolution, your pixel format, your sample aspect ratio, as well as the aspect ratio of the display, whether it's 4:3 or 16:9. Tells you whether it has audio and what audio codec was used. This was normally information that you had to get from some video program, whether it was Adobe Premiere or TMPEG or any of those. That's where that information came from. Now you can go in the properties and you can look at that. It works exactly the same for an audiovisual file. If you click on an AV file and you come down, it'll give you all of that same information that you're looking for. It will tell you the duration, although once again, you can get the duration from the bottom left corner right here. But it works for AV and works for transcripts. Good little thing to have in your back pocket and to know about it being there. So with that said, that's my lesson for the day. Any questions that anybody has, feel free to go ahead and ask. We'll try not to get off on too many tangents or go too deep into the woods today. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute and ask, and I'll call your name. Corey Allen, how are you today, sir?
Good, and it's actually kind of related to what you just talked about. Is there a way if you clicked on a media file or on a transcript, to see what page and line each media file goes, like media file 1 is page 1 through 45, media file 2 is page 46 through whatever. It'd make our job a lot easier QCing video, but I didn't know if there's a way OnCue already has of doing that, or if that's...
So if I understand your question, Corey, let me make sure that I understand it. You want to be able to look and say, if you have a video deposition that is 2 parts, or 3 or 4 parts, you want to be able to say media number 1 goes pages 1 through 16. Media 2 goes pages 17 through 25. Is that your question?
Correct. And even better if you could click on each one and it takes you to that part in the transcript.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't have that right now. As far as I know, there's no way to do that, to say, okay, this media spans through this, because, you know, if you click on a transcript inside of the media bar, right underneath that, it says, you know, for instance, it'll say the lines. It's page 1, line 1 to page 192, line 25. So you know it's a 192-page transcript, but that one has 2 pieces of media. Is there anywhere that tells you where the one starts and where it ends and then where
Right.
the other one starts and ends. And there's no way to do that at this time.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's no way to do that at this time. Good question, though. Great question. And trust me, we look at those things. So that's something that, I'll definitely pass along. Definitely pass along. Anybody else have a question they want to ask? I'll be more than happy to answer. That's what we do here on the show. Hello, Max. How are you today, sir?
I'm quite well, and yourself? You
Doing
look well.
thank you.
Following up a little bit with Corey's question, I was thinking about, I noticed that when I bring in a transcript and it's synchronized, that OnCue has a symbol that indicates large periods of silence that is helpful. And I've also noticed when making clips not using OnCue, but somebody else's program, that if I tried to make a clip that contained an objection, it prompted me and asked that I want to split the clip into 2 clips and skip the objection. Is that a function that happens in OnCue as well, or is it a manual kind of thing?
So you've kind of gone 2 questions there, and I'll take the latter first. The answer is no. We don't do anything we don't notify you as to objections. We don't notify you that something there, and do you want to split around that? We have nothing like that. Nothing that I've seen like that in the current program.
Which is fine because it's actually an annoying feature.
Your second question was periods of silence. That is a term for, I guess, that Trial Director used. Ours is actually not periods of silence. What ours does is you have what's called it's a threshold that you put, and ours is defaulted at 12 seconds. And basically what it is it says somewhere in this transcript, wherever that little hourglass occurs on the transcript and wherever you see the yellow line above the designation beginning and end symbols, it says it takes longer than 12 seconds to get from this line to this line. So under the normal speech pattern, it would take 12 seconds or less to say 50 characters. If OnCue sees that it's taken longer than 12 seconds to go between line 14 and 15, it's going to give you that indicator. It may not be a period of silence. It could be somebody that just speaks really low. So we don't have a period of silence. We have that pause indicator, and you can set that threshold in preferences to whatever you would like. You can set it to 12 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever is in your best interest.
That's right. I remember finding that preference setting, and I apologize for using somebody else's.
No. Look, we know what you mean. I know what you mean. I knew exactly what you were talking about. So, they called an MDB file a sanction MDB for years, and that was never a file that was created by sanction or otherwise. But it was just called a sanction MDB. I get it. Clips, designations, cuts, all those terms are used interchangeably, and I don't have any problem with any of them as long as you get to the goal.
All right, thank you.
Next question, no problem. Thank you, Max. Next question that I can answer. Anybody have one? This is what we're here for. This is what we do. We do it every Wednesday. Does anybody have a question? All right, well, good. I'm glad you guys came today. Like I said, we do stream live on YouTube, and we're over here. We do it. Some shows are long, some shows are short, but either way, we try to get you some information every week and maybe answer questions that you have. So for everybody on cue, go. Hey, wait a minute. I hear Tim. You got to be quick on that. Got to be quick on that button, my friend.
I know. I wasn't going to ask because I didn't want to bring it up, but now I'm going to do it. Any word on block training? The 1 hour block training, or however you want to call it?
Yes, we are. I had a meeting about it last week, and we are just getting it up on the website and getting the, because there's several steps. Anyway, we're getting it all worked together, and everything put together where it's a seamless process for you. And I mean, we're really, really, really close. So I want to start it October 1st. I just can't guarantee that because web developers have to do their thing, and so it's out of my hands right now. But the powers that be are definitely getting that taken care of, and so that's going to be starting soon, no doubt.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. So thank you, Tim, for your question. You got to be quick on that mute button. Once I start closing, it's like I'm headed out. Hey, thank you guys for coming in. My name's Robb Hilt. We'll see you again next week.